Good morning, everybody. My dogs are ready to play this morning. We thought we'd share this wonderful Sunday morning with you guys because it is very, very beautiful here in Texas. My dogs are happy. As you can see, they are enjoying playing tug of war this morning. Absolutely love it. The Rottweiler loves to just violently swing the rope around. They're having the time of their lives, y'all. But it's so beautiful right now here in Texas. I mean, you would not expect this kind of weather in the middle of July, where it's just very, very moderate, about 70 some odd degrees, It's perfect weather for these guys to be out here to play. Perfect weather for them to, burn some calories, burn some energy. These big dogs, they need a lot of exercise. I mean, look at those thighs on that guy. He's got to exercise. 12th man, good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, we're still around, man. We're just taking it easy this morning. We're playing around. This guy is extra tired because he's already had his workout this morning. And little girl, she's still recovering, y'all. So she's still very, very limited in what she can do. But right now she's feeling pretty good, pretty happy. I mean, you can tell how when she looks around, sits around, you can tell she's just completely enjoying the environment, enjoying the weather. This is what I like. This is kind of what I like from my dogs, where they're not over hyped up. She's grooming him and grooming his ears, and he's loving it. Look at that. He's just eating it up. He's like, yes, groom me, please groom me. And she's just the willing dog to do it. Look at it. Look at his face. He likes it when she does it more than when we pet her sometimes. It's like that dog-to-dog love. But she loves to do it. It's kind of cute, y'all. Not gonna lie. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, 12th man. That's a rough situation. How old was the Rottweiler? Because we've had that happen to us too. We lost her brother. Zach, what's going on? Yeah, that's a rough situation to go through when you lose a pet like that, especially if it's a really close and loving one. And you said it was your son's too. Not sure if she was a rescue. Gotcha. Sometimes our kids bond to our children, our pets, very, very closely, and they use them to cope with things that they're going through in life, just like we use our dogs for comfort. Our kids do the same. They'll bond with these animals. So when we lose our pets, we're losing a lot, not just for you, but your family loses out. So I totally can understand that. I can totally relate to how you feel. Is it Hako? Hako. Good morning. How are you? Peace out. Not peace out, but peace and hello. Yeah, this is a perfect weather, guys. This is what I like most about when you have these big breeds and you exercise them and they're doing, and they're chilling out, enjoying the environment. This is a perfect, and let's go reward him for being submissive. Good job, buddy. Good job. This is the perfect time to have your dogs out in the weather and just enjoy. My dog Diego, he's a Boston Terrier, passed away when he was 13 years old, died at 2 to 3 years old. See, that's very rough, man. I'm telling you, when your pets die young, something about that just really, really hurts a lot. Because, again, these guys don't live very long, you know what I'm saying? So when, every year that goes by really matters to them. And to not have lived but only 1 or 2 years or 2 to 3 years, they've missed out on a huge portion of their life. It hurts. That's how we felt when we lost her brother. It was like, he died too young. It'd be different if you say, I'm not saying it's not bad, but I mean, if your dog lived a full life, 10, 12 years old, human years, these big dogs don't live like the same age as the little ones. But, if they live that long, they've at least have had some part of their life you know, a good majority of their life was lived, if not most of it, you know. So to lose them early like that, that's just hard to live with. You know what I mean? You've got French bulldogs. Oh man, that's awesome. The pit bulls come from Rottweilers? Not that I'm aware of. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. Loves my dogs. I appreciate that. Zach got a new dog in May this year, and she's 2 years old. Her name is Daisy. Okay, okay, Zach, that's pretty cool. What kind of dog is that? You have two pit bulls. That's pretty cool. Pit bulls are a very awesome breed, y'all. I mean, everyone talks about how wonderful they are. I hear more people that talk about how wonderful the breed is than all the negativity. You know how it is when people say sensationalize a few events that are very tragic, but they become the norm and not the exception. And my mind is oftentimes what you're seeing and what you hear about is usually the exceptions. You're not seeing this side of these big pets where they're just loving and caring. Very now protective doesn't necessarily mean that they're not loving dogs. Protective just means that they have their limits to where if they're only socialized to family members only, everyone else doesn't make the cut. Doesn't mean it's not a loving dog. It's just they have been socialized to only love their family members. So if you want a big dog like this, and you want them to be able to be okay with other people, you have to kind of do the work of socializing them to other people. Now, if you're the kind of person that says, no, I don't want my dog to be friendly to everyone, I need my dog more for a protective aspect, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? To keep them away from other people. Now, certain dogs are going to have inherent, you know, personalities, and you may have a dog that's just naturally friendly, but a lot of these protective breeds like this guy here, this Corso, they are just kind of bred for, you know, working and only just doing and you know, protecting their own property. So if you don't socialize these guys, they won't be happy with other people when they come around. So it depends on what you want. Do you want a well socialized dog or not? Have you heard of a king Corso? I've never heard of a king Corso. I mean, my dog is a Connie Corso or a cane Corso, but a king Corso I've never heard of. Sage the Stoic says, I have the two Rottweiler, 7-month female, 4-week male. Annie the brunette says, they are cute. Thank you so much, Annie. Sidak says, hi, what's up? Sidakim? Ray, I got a dog named Vinny. And he hates my cat. And 1-month-old, he's only a puppy, and he does his sleep as an American football. These big dogs, man, they will sleep. They will sleep. You exercise them, you give them food and water, they will sleep for you. Buddy G, what's up? Limited mindset, okay. Annie the brunette, they're cute. Thank you. Limitless mindset, run. MTLUK says, I prefer pit bull, the rap. Zach says, what are the names? So this is Rain and that's Storm. I'm so used to saying Storm and Rain first, so I was like, my brain had to adjust to saying Rain and Storm. Simon goes through, yeah, sweet girls. Aw. So let me get to the bottom down here. A lot of comments here. Nasha Chadzana, I think that's how you say your name. Hello, good morning. Jacob Block, what do you think of Caucasian mountain dogs? You know, someone mentioned that on the last stream about the Caucasian mountain dogs, and I haven't seen, those are some big dogs, what my understanding is. So Levi's got a German Shepherd, that's pretty cool. Somebody's talking about fighting. No, we're not fighting today. I spend most of my time making sure these guys do not get into fights, okay? Rottweiler, yes. Bora's the goat, says Lightning Bolt. A from UK, hi. The Brindle is a pit bull. No, this is a Connie Corso. I call my female baby D from Friday, and my boy Ghastly like the Pokemon. That's like D from like Debo. PB Bruno Cesar IPDA. Hello, I'm Brazilian. Beautiful animals. Thank you so much. They're man's best friend. They are indeed. Thumbs up to that. Awesome. Just a high row. Are the males more aggressive, or is that a misconception? I'm sorry, not a micro. That's a good question, Jester. I think for the most part, the males will have instincts based on, like, if they haven't been neutered, and they still have a lot of testosterone, they can have certain behaviors that can be difficult to deal with. But my female Rottweiler is very, very, like, passionate. I won't say aggressive. I'll say very passionate. So it really all depends on the personality of the dog and what you expose them to, what you let them tolerate. And their degree of tolerance to whatever you expose to them is really up to the way their genetics. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they more or less will enjoy other people when you introduce them to new people, or maybe they won't. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a lot about. So one good thing to do if you're in the market for getting a dog is try to figure out where the dog comes from, and get a little bit of understanding of how the parents' behaviors are, because it may give you an insight to how your dog will be. So it's that's a long way of saying that I don't know that males are necessarily more aggressive than females, because there's so many other factors to consider. So I know I'm spending a lot of time, but I got a lot of comments here. Humanity and unity. Do hunt? No, we don't hunt. These are more home pets. Hako, my bulldog loves sleeping. Yeah, man, that's nice. When you have a dog that's real calm and cool like that, that isn't it just wonderful? I mean, I get that there's times where you want them to play and run around and, exercise. That's all great. But then when they're done, can we not just be like badgering everybody? Can we just relax and sleep? So peaceful. Hey, don't stand over her. So whenever you stand over a dog, that's kind of like a dominance thing. And so she just reacted to him standing over her, like, don't do that. So she got up and walked off. Yeah, and understanding the parent's behavior kind of helps you give an insight, potentially of how your dog will react. It's all genetics, you know what I mean? Ray, I got a dog yesterday. His name is Vinny. He's a boy, and he hates my. Yeah, I think you told me that, right? And he's only puppies. Doesn't sleep. Only a. Yeah. So of course, as they age, they kind of mellow out sometimes. Sometimes, right? Sometimes they mellow out. So if you have a young puppy, they may be way more vigorous than you would see a dog that's maybe 5 years old who's been around the block a couple of times. You know what I mean? That's one nice perk thing. A nice thing about having a dog for such a long time is if they're too energetic, sometimes they'll calm down as they get older. So the reason why he's walking away from the pack right now is he's got to go poop. He's got to go poop. And so the neighbors' dogs are trying to get their attention. See how they're going on one side, and there's one over there looking, but they're trying to get. Yeah, he's got to go poop. So we'll focus in on her. But yeah, as they age, they will mellow out for you, especially these big guys. There's my sweet Rottweiler, Stormalicious, my baby. Yeah, she says my body is so Stormalicious. Yes, it may take time to mellow. Like, socializing is the key. Yeah, I hear that. Puppy. So they're wanting to play a little bit. He relieved himself. Now he's got a little bit more energy to play. She only wake up when there's food on the table. Look, man, you know what? If you have a dog like that, and you're like okay with it, now it's different if you're a real energetic person and you gotta have a dog. Go ahead and get you one of them Malinois. You know what I'm saying? So you can go outside, y'all can run around and exercise all day. But if you want to just chill, watch TV, and your dog is calm and cool and collected, hey man, you sound like you got the perfect dog for that. You're a local person watcher. What's going on? Dogs have parasites. You want to explain that for me, please? My dogs, you're supposed to get your dogs vaccinated for a lot of those things. You know what I mean? So you got to. I'll stay up to date. Take your dog to the vet every now and then. Make sure that they're healthy and got all their shots and up to date. That's the best way to protect your dogs. Especially like here, you have all these mosquitoes. Like here in Texas, mosquitoes are everywhere. So if your dog gets bit, you can get heartworm. So you gotta get them, keep their vaccines up to date. Okay, guys. JM only if you don't get them treated. That is very true. That's what I'm talking about. Vaccines. You can get them before they even start going. Bill Taylor has a barbell for 22 years. What? You've had the breed, or you've had a dog 22 years old? Probably the breed, right? And at the moment, I have an 8-year-old female, 27-month male as well as an 8-year-old Great Pyrenees and a Frenchie. Every large dog pack needs a Frenchie to run it. So, Bill, I haven't I haven't showed you the real boss of the house. She's actually inside taking a nap. But I have a little bitty small mixed dog, and she's like your Frenchie. You know, really bossy, controls the pack. She's the alpha. Little Missy's her name is Missy, but she's taking a nap, y'all. So we're not going to disturb her. Pirate King Rottweiler, the best dog. You know, you got an argument, man. Rottweilers they're a great breed, a very very good breed. Like if you're unfamiliar with the Rottweiler breed and their temperaments, you know thumbs up to the Rottweiler. Okay, those dogs are amazing. They do require good ownership though, good people to lead them and to train them properly. Uh, but once you've done that, man, those dogs are awesome. Nothing wrong with the Cane Corso, but the Cane Corso, in my mind, there's a lot of extra things that you have to worry about with these Cane Corsos that I don't necessarily think about too much with my Rottweiler. So, still a great breed. Don't get me wrong. I think these are great dogs, but if you're not aware of kind of their need for dominance and their need for to work, because it's a working breed dog. If you don't understand that very well, I think you could be making a mistake trying to get a dog like this. The Rottweiler is kind of in between. You know what I'm saying? They require a lot of attention. They do require some form of training, and the more training you put into them, obviously, the better the dog is, more well adjusted and very well behaved. But just a wonderful family dog. I mean, if you really want a bigger dog, and maybe you're still learning how to train dogs, and I'm not a dog trainer or anything like that, but every dog owner that owns a breed like this or any dog eventually becomes a trainer. Do you know what I mean? There's no way that you can have a well-adjusted dog and not learn some skills in training these dogs. You will eventually be like a mini trainer. So, more or less, if you take these dogs and you ignore them, I think you're making a mistake. You really do need to spend some time with them and tell them what the boundaries are, what the do's and the don'ts. Because if not, they make their own rules, and a lot of times those rules aren't compatible with your family. So it's up to you to kind of set those expectations. Sorry, I got into a tangent and lost a lot of comments. So I'll try my best to catch up with you on the comments. Like I said, I have a 4-month-old Boston Terrier. The dog is so amazing and good. So Muff DVR has that Boston Terrier. Zeke is in the house. What's going on, Zeke? Yes, Zeke has a Mastiff. Jester Hyro says, it is easy to train those dogs, or do I need a professional like Cesar Milan or something like? So Jester, let me tell you, I really admire people like Cesar Milan because I mean, I will say I learned a lot from Cesar. Watching his videos, a lot of stuff is for free. I mean, because a lot of things just reoccur. A lot of things, like, no matter what the breed is, they just reoccur. And the more people you watch, the more you start to see this. Stop getting don't get focused on those guys. So I'm just trying to. They're like being fixated on the neighbors' dogs because they're trying to coax them to go run, and I don't want them to run right now. She's still kind of injured, so I'm trying to keep her from doing that. But yeah, you start seeing the commonalities when it comes to training these dogs, and you're like, okay, I heard this from Caesar, I heard this from this other guy, K9 Cali says the same thing, so maybe that's something really, really important when it comes to training my dog. And that's one thing that I've noticed, and I'll say the same thing because I've noticed it. What they're saying is true. Setting boundaries with any dog, I don't care how small or big, little Chihuahua, big Cane Corso, it's going to be the same. You know what I mean? There's certain things that your dog has to have in their life that says you can't cross this boundary, because when you do, that's a bad thing. They're looking for those. It's like children. Do you know what I mean? Like, children have to have boundaries. But do you have to be a Cesar Milan to have a dog like this? I'm not saying that, but you do need to have some level of skill, or else you're going to create a problem for yourself, your neighbors, or people, your kids, or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because these dogs need that leadership. No leadership, they will fill that void, and they will take control. There's a lot of gnats out here, guys. A lot of gnats. Reed Barfield, what's going on? Wow, neutered. Yes, very much so. I think we made a decision after about a year, or going almost into a year and a half or so. We made a decision because we thought he was kind of a little bit um, too aggressive with his dominance issues, I think. He was marking in the house and stuff like that. So we just felt like at the time when we give him the benefit, we try to split the difference, give him as much benefit from the hormones as possible without causing a problem in our family. But it became too unbearable, so we decided to go ahead and get him all neutered up. And he's been good, no marking in the house. And dominance is definitely inherent to the breed, so he still has a lot of dominance. And we just have to, like I said, set boundaries with that so he's not in control of the house completely. JM Victoria Stillwell is good. My pup. So Bill says my pup Majestic, aka Ozzy, is out of Simple Irresistible Westmeyer BOB 2019 and Sidebar Sublime 2X Westminster Contender. So Bill is sounds like he's very very up to speed and knowledge of where his dog is coming from. Yeah, so when you get a dog from a champion breed, you can kind of, like I said, have an idea of what kind of dog you're getting yourself into. So having that history really, really helps. It's not necessary because a lot of people just do rescues, and rescues are good. That's a good I say humanitarian act. Uh, I'm all for it. My hat's off to people who spend the time to adopt, who rescue. My hats are off to that. And I really support that. Not everyone is in the market for a rescue. Some people want to try to have a dog that has a well-known established breed line that's very predictable so they can prepare to, help that dog out and have that dog live its best life. So, and that's kind of what we did. That was our decision because, again, we knew exactly how the Rottweiler behaved and we wanted that trait. We knew how the Cane Corso behaved. We wanted those traits. So either way, I think is fine. But again, my hat's off to people who do rescue and adopt. Jester says, yeah, man, I agree. Caesar is awesome. Yes, absolutely. I always neuter mine's my opinion. Anthony Jazek, I think that's how you say your last name, says neuter. Yeah, I think so. I mean, a lot of people say that the dogs benefit from having those hormones. And I think so. I mean, their bone structure, reduction in like cancer, bone cancers, and like that. I believe that is one of the things that associated with having intact hormones. But so that's why I was a little bit, when the literature is kind of split, I get a little bit concerned. So I try to take the middle road. So for us, what we did was gave him as much benefit from the hormones as long as possible till it was no longer compatible with our family. Do you know what I mean? So I felt like to a certain degree, we needed to say, okay, let's chill on the hormones so that our family can live live in unison. Do you get what I'm saying? But some people say up front, go ahead and neuter. No need to have all that. Skip all those behaviors. Skip all because you know how dogs are. Once dogs get used to a certain thing, it's hard to retrain them in some areas. Not that you can't. I'm not saying it's impossible. But if your dog has a habit of doing a particular task and you're finding it difficult to retrain that dog in that particular task, so here's an example. So if your dog is marking the house and you work full time, how are you going to be there? Because dogs don't understand corrections that are delayed. If they do something and an hour later you decide that you're going to correct that behavior, they're not going to remember that. You have to do it. You have to correct them at the time that it's occurring, or else they're not going to associate the activity that they're doing with what you don't want to happen. Do you know what I mean? So if you're limited like that, how exactly are you going to fix that? It may take a while because they're doing it while you're at work. You know what I mean? And there's some other workarounds, crate training and things like that. I'm not trying to limit anyone to any challenge, but I'm just saying that it can be difficult. So some people opt to say, let's not even have that situation. Let's just not even have the hormones to deal with at the beginning at all. So I'm not criticizing any approach that you take, but just make sure that whatever approach you take, follow through with it. Okay, I know I've been talking a lot. Every time I go on a long talk, I felt like so many comments come through, and I know people get really offended whenever they don't get mentioned or whatever. So I'm doing my best, guys. Any good trainer can train any dog, no matter what the circumstances. Exactly. That's my point. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to limit anybody from any challenge. You know, as long as you have the time and the knowledge to do so, you can work through almost any situation there is, even the most aggressive dog, right? Cesar Milan has proven that that you can get some of the most aggressive dogs, and as long as you have the right knowledge, you can turn that situation around. So you'll never catch me say, "Oh, you can't do it." You know, nah. It is about how much time are you willing to put in, how much time do you have to devote to that. Already left is still dominating, trying to get her pregnant. So yeah, I use my barbells for mobility services companion work. That is awesome, Bill. Bill is doing the work, y'all. I don't know if you have a channel or not, but Bill is doing the work. Heiko, dogs and humans best friends always. Only dog lovers understand this. Thumbs up to that. Good job. Wonderful statement. Muff DVR says absolutely. Whoop. Any good train? Okay, yep. Oh, sorry. That's just you were referring to the guy named Whoop. Okay, I got you. JM says, I have small children. I wouldn't risk their safety with rescues. My wife and I plan to take on rescues when the kids are grown. You know, see, that's what I meant by having a prediction of behavior, right? So if you get a dog that you're not familiar with, or the genetics are in such a way that it's incredibly difficult to train and you don't have the time to do so, I'm not saying that you couldn't, but let's say you're pressed for time. What are you fixated on, boy? If you're pressed for time, you're a full-time worker and you have small children and you just don't have that time to devote to it, hey, make a conscious decision. JM is like, I'm going to make a conscious decision to kind of say, hey, for the time being, get something that's predictable, that works with the family. Then later on, I can come back and take on that challenge. So it's not that you can't, guys. We're not saying you can't. It's more about what's best at the time for your family. If one thing is not good for your family right now, it's not a can't. It's I'm making a conscious decision to make our family life better, temporarily until we can get around to it. So, Sunshine, what's going on? Good morning. Um, Eric says offended because you talk. LOL. Let them be. Also, hello from Norway. I'm not sure what that was about. Darcy, are those your dogs? They are beautiful. Oh my God, I always wanted those type of dogs. Of course, Darcy. This is my dog Rain. He's a Connie Corso, and my Rottweiler Storm. I raised these dogs since puppies. They're my dogs. All right. Thank you, Sunshine. Sunshine loves our dogs. Thank you so much. So, my wife and I, we both kind of like not necessarily dog enthusiasts, but we've always loved having dogs around the house. And um, my wife has had like a little Maltese since she was in high school, and obviously he died from old age, and since then we've always we got married after high school, and actually our second year of college we got married. We were youngsters, and but she's always had a passion for having dogs as pets in the house, and I love dogs. I love animals in general. And so we've started off with a smaller and we got bigger and bigger. And so now we ended up here with these two big guys. But we've learned a lot along the way. And I think that's probably one of the most important things I can share with the audience is that, if you do want to get bigger dogs, or even if you just have a small dog, you never have a desire to get a bigger dog, it's always in your best interest to continue to educate yourself on how you can make your life better and how you can make the life of your dog better. And there's even if they're small dogs, they still need love. They still need training. They still need exercise. It may not be as much as these guys, but they still need those same things. So you're doing the right thing if you're watching people. I'm not going to do too much self-promoting, but I do try to share as much as I can about what our experience is and what we do to make their lives, worth living. Kimberly Waltz. Like we don't have no like sometimes we don't know which ones does it, so it's doing it now. Whoa, I think I'm got you half in mid thought, so I got to go back and read what you said. My Roddy is having leg problems at 10 years old. It's interesting because we were having the same issue with her. Maybe not the same exact issue, but we are having leg problems with her. um, she actually tore her ACL, so that's why I limit how she plays with him, because we don't want to aggravate it worse. And so she's gonna hopefully get surgery on that. But Bill Taylor, but it can be very energetic. I keep catching everybody on their mid thoughts here. Yeah, that's the, but that means that's how you know you got the purebred, right? They have the very similar markings, but you're saying that they look almost identical in some ways, like because she has here. Let me show you her face real quick. Come here, big girl. It's my baby, you sweetie. See how she doesn't have much of a block head? Almost has like a kind of a Doberman type look to her head. It's still beautiful. I love her, but it's very sleek. And not every Rottweiler has. Some of these Rottweilers have these big blocky heads, which I like. Don't get me wrong, but hers, she just didn't come out like that. Yeah, she looks exactly like her mom, though. It's hard to tell the difference between her and her mom. Of course, her mom is not ours. It's my coworker actually. Bill says, "Yep, T has damaged ACL, female barbell." Ooh, so we're dealing with the same thing. Yeah, so that surgery, supposedly is pretty good according to the veterinarian that we took her to, and we just got to get scheduled for it. But it's interesting. The other treatment is to let the dog have kind of rest, decrease the activity to the point where they heal, and the capsule around the knee will strengthen on its own and can basically self-heal. But the trick is to keep them from having further damage once it starts to heal. So I'm kind of, and people have advised me to actually do that. Say, hey, why don't you just let it heal on its own and just limit her activities. So I'm not entirely sure if that's the best way to go. I just want the best quality of life for her. I don't know if surgery, rehab, and all that is better than resting it. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so Bill, so Bill just confirmed what I was saying. You just basically do some CBD oil and rest. So basically to help with the pain, and then let that capsule around that knee strengthen and heal, and it actually stabilized her knee or their knee. How old is the Rottweiler? She is. I think she's 4. She'll be 5 years old. Is that correct? I'm getting my years mixed up. I think she'll be 5 this November, and yeah, and he'll be 2. Actually next month. So he's 2 years old pretty much. Did I say that right, guys? Or is she 4? Maybe she's 4 and he's 2. I don't know my dog's ages, y'all. I'm losing it. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I think I'm getting too old. Haas, what's going on? New profile pic. Jerry, 5.5 months. 5.5 months old and has bigger head than my adult female Evie. Yeah, we know Evie, but that new one that's 5.5 months old is bigger. Wow. Wow. Puppy's growing. Rottweiler from is it Kayam or Kim? Uh-uh. We're not doing that. So I'm glad she's sitting down, not doing too much right now. Protecting that leg. Like, I don't mind this small stuff because I don't think that's causing any injury to her leg. And he seems to be pretty respectful right now. I am keeping a close eye though. I mean, to them, this is so incredibly stimulating to play like this. This is so stimulating. They love it. And it's like they find the smallest toy they can. Nope, no running, no running. Nope, nope. So I've got to calm her down. Like, she's okay. Like, she's walking around. No, no. I said no. We're not doing that. Any other day I'd let them play, but man, we're not doing that today. See how she's limping? She's limping right now. You can't have that soda. Yeah, it's just play. And how do you say your name? MUFDVR? Mufter? That's just play, yes. But again, see how she's limping? I'm trying to protect her. So ordinarily I wouldn't stop them. I'd let them play. But under the circumstances, I think I have to, just so her leg can heal. Okay, RL, I'm just being extra cautious because I'm not trying to risk it, and the next thing you know it, I'm causing worse problems by not stepping in. So I'm just being extra cautious. That's just me, y'all. I'm like that. I will, try my best to be extra cautious in the things that I know to do, and that way I don't have to blame myself if things do get worse. Because how many times have I blamed myself for things that I should have known or whatever. um I'm just that kind of person. I just rather be cautious than not. Muff diver, oh, okay, I got you. That could, I wonder if you have a secondary meaning behind that name. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to dig too deeply in that because I try to keep the station very, very clean just in case. Because I have a lot of kids that come on, and I'm old school, y'all. I know I don't look necessarily old school. Let me see. Do I look old, y'all? Do I look old? Kinda, maybe. But I'm old school like that. I try. I don't like my kids to be around a lot of profanity and stuff like that. This is not my style. My hats off to the adults. If y'all want to do your thing, I'm cool with it. It don't matter to me. But when kids are involved, I don't know. I'm old school. That's all I'm gonna say. Bill says I'm old at 63 years old. I hear you, Bill. I hear you. I hit the 40s and all, but I haven't got to the 60s yet. So I'm any advice for someone in the 40s before they get to 60? Muff Diver. That's a license plate name on the love machine for Cheech and Chong. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I love it. I love it. I got it. So, but P69. Okay, that's weird. I don't want to say your name on here. That's a controversial topic. I don't think I'm going to go down that road today. Eric says I'm turning 40 next year. I don't feel old. Eric, that's wonderful, man. You know what? Keep feeling that way. I'm gonna tell you because I'm not 40 anymore. I'm actually 40. How old am I? 44. Oh lordy, I'm 44, and I've noticed that if you don't take care of yourself, man, your body will start to go down. Oh man. Uh, so Bill says had knee replacement surgery July 10th. Kind of slayed out on the couch. Oh geez. Oof. I'm glad she's done okay though, man. Yeah. Haas, are you talking to me or are you talking to P? Can I just call you? But I don't want to say your. I don't want to say that. No, there's other reasons. I will say, can I just call you BP? BP 69. There are other reasons. I have people that have come on and talk. They have actual working dogs, and some of the things that they do is all about making sure it's more efficient or more safe, or even like ear infections, or in the case where the dogs are really really snippy. And my Rottweiler, she loves to snip at neck, ears, and stuff like that. So I think it's actually better just for in our situation that he doesn't have that. Now you can argue and back and forth, oh, it doesn't matter, but the way she grabs hold of the things around his neck and bite, he has so many scars on his neck from her biting. His ears would have been tore up. You know, so I don't know. You can argue that point. I'm not going to argue it because it's like politics, man. You go down that road and you'll never get to. You'll have half of the people that agree and half that disagree. Breed standards are one thing. People talk about traditions. People talk about, you're just being cruel and all that. I'm just, I've done that conversation so many times that I'd rather talk about things that I know to be behaviorally beneficial, or other than just argue about, you know, what's. But I will say this: if this makes you feel any better, if we get another big breed again, I don't know that we would bother. If it's not going to truly add to the life of that extension of the life of that dog, or if there's no medical necessity for it happening, I don't care at this point. I really don't think it's worth it. So that's my opinion. But I'm not going to criticize someone who has very strict traditional ideas and beliefs on what their dogs. I said I wasn't going to talk about this. I really didn't want to. So Chloe's grandpa. Good. Hey, good morning. So good to hear from you, man. How are you doing? How is your family? How's the wife? Thank you, Pittsburgh guy. Says the dog. They're so cute. I appreciate you. HVAC. What's going on? Like an AC unit. Did I miss something? How are the dogs live? I'm not sure what you mean. We just go live and then we're on posting live videos. We just come on live and just start recording. Yes, HVAC. I install. Oh, okay. Haas is doing something. Let me read your comment, Haas. What did you say? As an HVAC journeyman, electricians are messy. Oh, as an HVAC. Oh, I didn't know Haas, you were an HVAC person. Captain of a starship. A few near-death experiences reported having a knowing while. Whoa, what are we talking about here? Hard to believe until. Whoa, I'm not sure what captain of a starship is talking about. Critter, those dogs are made for the wide open dog parks. Are okay. Yeah, look, if you like taking your dog to the dog park, that's cool. I'd be very cautious because I've had so many interactions, positive and good, with going to dog parks. It's great for socialization, but I mean, if they're too young, but you got to be careful because sometimes people take their dogs with parvo, and if you have a pet or that's very, very young, your dog could be at risk. So just be careful. We've had other interactions with other dog owners, and especially with these big breeds. A lot of times, the little breeds like to, when they see big dogs like this, for some reason they want to challenge. The first thing they want to do when they see this big dog coming, oh, I'm big and badder than your dog. I mean, they, for some reason, they just have that mentality, and I'm like, and if you have a careless owner, you can cause all kinds of tension. And I've had so many interactions that we don't do dog parks anymore. We'll take them to the park to walk them, my wife and I, but we don't do like open range dog parks anymore. Just, it was just too many things. That's my opinion. If you enjoy that and you have a dog and you have a good community of people and everyone's respectful and everybody knows, how to take care of themselves and their dog, cool. Enjoy yourself. Let your dog have fun, right? That's what this is all about, man. Again, their lives are so short, so you spend a lot of time just trying to make that meaningful. Make those 8, 10, 12, 15 years, however long your dog lives, make it meaningful. Do you know what I'm saying? Miss Pamela Jackson, good morning. How are you? Need a special license for the AC units here in Norway because of the gas. Also, oh, so Eric, you're in Norway? You use the code, so it's not common to have it here. Yeah, that makes sense. So Eric here, and like, I guess Haas, you and Eric are having a conversation about HVACs. I will say it's so hot where I'm at because I'm in Central Texas that our AC unit has gone out no less. And how long have we been here? Like 5 years, maybe three? No, maybe 4 years. We've been here, going on 4 years, and I've had to call the HVAC people like at least 3 or 4 times. Had to replace the compressor, my coils froze up because there was a leak. I've had so many issues with my AC, and you know how it is when it's hot in Texas, it's like 100 degrees or 160. It's super hot, and my dogs cannot take the heat, y'all. These dogs are not happy unless they're nice and cool, and they'll pant. They'll be on the floor, all sprawled out, try to get cool. We have to jump in the pool or something. Do they swim? They do. This one is a absolute avid swimmer. That's her thing. That's her jam. She loves water. Ooh, we had a party last night in the pool. Now we got to get clean it up. But yeah, she loves to swim. This guy here, on the other hand, he's not much of a swimmer. He just likes to kind of be in the water where everyone else is there. But jumping in and swimming around, he rarely does it. I caught him this first time ever doing it. I caught him, and I made a video of it where dramatized it too, because it was so fun to see him finally branch out, because she swims so much. It's nice to see the Connie Corso do the same. Adrian Anderson, come to UK, please. I'd love to go to the UK. I bet the weather is way better than 106 in the summertime. uh, did the dog sign a different version of YouTube terms of service agreement? I only know of the human one. No. I mean, you gotta understand. So yeah, this is their own station to some degree, and then once you get to a certain number of subscribers, they allow you to have these benefits of live streams and stuff like that. So you just have to get a certain amount of interest in your channel before they allow you to have that type of thing. Because we didn't have live stream till, I don't know, what is it? How many subscribers you have to have? Like 1,000 or so. You got to get up there, and then once you're there, that you can just go live. So, but we've had a lot of we've built our channel basically on shorts. I did a lot of, because I do like to do like creative stuff, like writes. I like writing music. I'm not a musician by trade, whatever necessarily. I've been playing a long time, since I was a kid. My parents um, kind of made that happen, but I do stuff with my dogs, write songs. Not a lot of songs, but just a few things. And I do a lot of fanfare stuff where, showing off the Corso, the Rottweiler. So we built our station on the shorts primarily. Um, and every now and then we get a viral video, a couple million views or whatever. And that's kind of boosted the station. That's how we got our number of subscribers. And then once we reached a certain level, it was time to talk a little bit. And I like this part of this. This is my favorite part of YouTube. I actually like talking to you guys about, kind of the training aspects and how to live with these dogs, because I think that's the most beneficial to the audience, is that if you're unaware of certain things with these dogs, you can cause some harm. And I just feel better about trying to do my part, you know what I mean, do my part with kind of spreading the information on how to train and how to make sure these dogs are safe and your family's safe. That's what I'm trying to say. Honest question: when they pay you for monetization, does it go into your personal name? It'll go into your account. You have to get like an AdSense account, and so the money that you make is only from the advertisements, right? And you get a payout, I guess, if once you make over $100 or whatever, and then it just goes right into your account. So you definitely need to keep records of all that stuff for tax purposes and things like that. But yeah. So Hako says, my channel is new and I hope I can build it up. Yeah, man. Yeah, for taxes, exactly. Big boy. But yeah, Hako, it takes time. And honestly, I don't push my channel as much as I used to with the shorts videos, trying to grab the interest of the audience. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, because people will kind of like look at your stuff and then they'll like flick away, and so you have to almost sensationalize a lot of stuff. And I think at the very beginning I was kind of doing more what is the word I'm trying to say? I just said it a minute ago and I'll completely kiss. Sensationalization, whatever, going over the top, and I had to kind of rein that in, and say, I really more want to talk about, safety stuff, and less about, look at this, look at my dogs fighting and blah, blah, blah. My dogs never really fight, because I shut that down. I'm not interested in them fighting, but they'll cross that line. And if you're not used to big dogs, you would think that they're having a all out brawl. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say never. I've seen them maybe get into a real scuffle once or twice. And I really, really, really had to step in. And so I've always had this, I don't even use this hardly that much anymore. You see this thing here? This is the absolute equalizer. Look how grass is growing around this. This thing right here is how I break up most issues. You hit them with that squirt of water, and that is fantastic when it comes to breaking up issues with my dogs. So if you have issues, you can give that a shot. Like if your dogs won't listen to you, squirt them with some water like that, man. It's perfect for me. Dolly Dago says, hi. What's going on, Haas? Rain is a blue brindle. My female has the same coat. Absolutely. Yes, that is correct. John Santoyo, your Connie Corso has this beautiful coat. Thank you so much. Yes, it goes into your name. You should make a LLC and get paid directly into that. You can make an LLC, open an account, get paid directly to the business, then pay yourself as an employee. Yeah, no. That's good, smart. Reply to me. That's actually good, smart business advice. Oh, hey, Crazy's in the house. Rawhide can be a bit of a problem since dogs usually try to swallow them as big pieces, so be close if they need a little hand with moving the rawhide. Yeah, and also Crazy, don't they get kind of impacted from all the rawhide Like if they take those big chunks and they just ingest them, they can get like a blockage. We don't do the rawhide. We try our best to stay away from all rawhide. We want it to fully digest. Bill Gaithers. Let's see the Rottweiler. Okay, let's see the Rottweiler. What do you got in your mouth? Well, we tried to see the Rottweiler, but then the Connie Corso came and said, "No, you're gonna see me first." So Hako says, I am just starting with shorts a few days ago. Yeah, I mean that's how I started it. You know, you want to try to post it once a day if you can, and get because the algorithm is really interesting. And I know they change it, but so the time when I think we've been up for about a year and a half now, and we post it every day, and a lot of it's a learning curve for you too as a content creator. So you have to start learning how long your type of genre needs to be. Like sometimes it's really interesting how something that's 45 seconds gets no views, but if you go down to 15, 20 seconds, and depending on your style, depending on your content, depending on what you got going, it may work out better. You grab the interest of the people, and that's a learning curve. It's a lot of trial and error, and it's what's funny is that a lot of success that we've had on our station, not that we're some huge station or whatever, but a lot of that comes from videos that I uploaded previously. It was weird because one day I woke up and next thing you know, one of my videos that I didn't even put that much work into. And that's the weird thing about it. Sometimes these videos you'll put like hours into creating, like especially the ones that are like when I write songs. I mean, this stuff is coming from my brain, like, and I'm not playing every day either. So I'm just writing a song. Literally, I'm taking the pianos, writing that part. I mean, putting the drums. I do all that by myself, and then put the lyrics, whatever. I would end up spending hours. How many views does it get? A couple thousand, maybe 2,000 views. But then I do something stupid like this. I'll just, while they're out here playing with a ball, I'll upload it, and now you got 3 million views, and you're like, what? You know, and months later too. It's not like it happens when you upload it. Like months down the road, all of a sudden this video just start circulating around for whatever reason. So I don't know. I do know that you have to kind of keep posting, and I gotta admit, I really have slowed down posting a lot of shorts and trying to grow the channel. I'm almost not even. I don't know if my interest has changed or what. I don't know what's going on. So now I'm just more about talking about how to just raise these animals where it's safe for your family. That's where my heart is right now. Maybe I'll come back around to doing the fanfare stuff and creating the videos and all this stuff. But it's it's about interest. Do you find it fun to create videos, or do because I still work. I'm not retired, y'all. I still work a lot, and I got other things around the house that I've got all this land I've got to mow, and you know what I mean. I don't have time to be sitting behind a computer trying to make a cool video for a bunch of people to kind of click on just right now. Now, do I like that kind of stuff? Yes. Maybe I'll get around to it in the future, but I don't know. Okay. uh Cristiano says, please what? Jackson says, hi Cristiano, say Sue. IDK Joel says, LOL. Wait, Cristiano, why are you saying please for? I'm not understanding. Did I miss something? I know it's not easy, but nothing is impossible. You're right, Hako. Nothing is impossible. It's all about, do you have the time, interest, and I don't know what's the other word I was going to say. Haas says, I own a pair of Corsos myself, Evie and Jerry, aka Jer Bear. Yes, that is true. Haas has been a supporter of ours for a very, very long time. We really appreciate Haas and all the information, and that's nice whenever Connie Corso owners get together, because then we can share and or correct each other or add more information to a thought or pattern. So I really, really value people like Haas that come on the station and add to it, because it's like a village. You know what I mean? I can give you part of the story, but someone else may have more information on a subject that I'm not well abreast upon. So people like Haas, thumbs up to you. Murder Drones, CNY, and Milo says hi. Okay, what's going on? Oh, Cristiano was asking about my dog's name. That's why you said please later on. So this is Rain and this is Storm. Sorry, I'm getting behind. Emerson. Immersine, is that a kind of Corso? Yes, it is. It's kind of Corso. Roxanne Nishimoto, I gift you whatever number that is. I will accept that, Roxanne. The Rottweiler Storm. Yes, thank you, Haas, for jumping on. I appreciate that. Sweet models. Hi, what's going on? Okay, let me go back to the front. Jackson says, "Hey, hi, Storm and Rain." Yeah, so let me give. This is from Jackson. Said hi, and from Jackson said hello. There you go. Freddie was being funny. Cuddy Sosa says, "Big cows make them dogs lose some weight." Yeah, so with her, she's a little bit thick. I'm not gonna lie, and that's probably one of the issues when it comes to like her joints and stuff. When you thick like this, um, the Rottweiler and any of these big dogs, they really shouldn't be like flat in the waist like this. It should be kind of a little more in. And we've really tried our best to rein in her diet. We don't do like treats all the time, and we've kind of reduced her food, but for whatever reason, she still has maintained a good size of weight. So we need to kind of keep working on that. And he, on the other hand, is absolutely in shape and absolutely perfect for his size and his weight. I mean, this guy, let me show you. Come here, Rain. Come here. We want to see your body. No, I didn't say Storm. I said Rain. Come here. Look at his waistline, y'all. Look at that boy. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Boom, nice and trim. The hips are wider than the stomach. Yeah, this boy is. Look at it from the side profile. This boy's in shape, y'all. So this guy's not overweight. My Rottweiler, you have an argument, but not this guy. Great weight. Look at that. See how it's indenting here? Just all weight. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Crazy says, also people like Crazy too. Crazy has been awesome. So I gave Haas some love, but Crazy has also been a wonderful supporter. A lot of information I get from Crazy. So these people know what they're talking about, y'all. He's trying to get me to play with him. So Rex, I do not. I mean, I'm not a dog trainer. I'm just a regular old dude that happens to have these big dogs because his wife and him decided to have big dogs for whatever reason. But I've never had a Presa Canario. I see them a lot on YouTube, and I think they're beautiful dogs. They're very big and powerful, like this Cane Corso is. How old are they? Yes, so that's why I was messing up their ages earlier, but he's 2 and she's 4. Come here, you gonna give it to me or what? You want me to throw it or not? He's like, I'm playing keep away with you, Dad. JM, do you think it's better to introduce a puppy to a house with multiple dogs before or after the oldest passes? Ooh, that's an interesting question. I never really thought about that because I mean, I think most people, they're like, when they lose a dog, they try to grieve first and then go grab another one after they've kind of finished grieving. But I don't know, that may be, I mean, I guess the circumstances would actually be a huge factor. Like, are you having to deal with a lot of medical visits, through this process? Do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Was that what the direction your family needs to go in, having another pet? Or maybe downsizing is a good thing for your family? That's a lot of things that you have to ask, an internally there. Because but in terms of management of your pets, I mean, I'm not sure that it really matters. I don't know that your other dog will be any more or less accepting of the new puppy because the old one is dying. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what the answer to that question is. I feel like that's more of a personal question for you and your family. JM, it's more along the lines of bonding with the other dog. Okay. Manuel Sliking Aran said, hi, what's going on? They're extremely bonded. Steel Wasp says, hey, doggy, what's going on, Steel Wasp? John Santiago, I'm just going to call you John. Hey, Haas, any veggies, fruits? Yeah, get that whole food diet. Anna says, they're so cute. Thank you, Anna. Rain and shoes for his age. Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. But they get bigger. I'm not. I don't think he's the biggest that these guys come in, but they get pretty big. Braxton McKeel says, "Hi, what's going on? I got my Corso because my pit staff decided to howl at night when my shepherd passed." Oh, wow! So it's like a companion thing. Oh yeah, yeah. So Haas was giving out some raw diet advice. I love it. Haas is absolutely correct. I think that's probably the better way to feed your dog. If you have the patience and you have the time and you have the interest and the love for your dog, I think that's a great way to. But please, like Haas is advising, please make sure you do your research because you don't want to have your dog have any deficiencies, like vitamin deficiencies or think protein deficiencies or overdoing the bone aspect. You know, overdoing the organ and having not just deficiencies but having uh, you know, like overdosing the vitamin A from the liver. You know what I mean? Like if they're overdoing it, you can have almost like a hypervitaminosis or hyper like a toxicity. So all those things have to be very, very well done so that your dog doesn't suffer because you're trying to experiment with their diet. Be knowledgeable what you're getting yourself into, and if you're still unsure, just stick with the kibble until you are able to get to that point. Once you're able to do the crossover to that raw diet, hey, and by all means, please, you and your dog prosper. Haas says yes, he has to be balanced. Correct. Anna, I have a pit bull, and he is so big. I think bigger than that. He's laying on me right now. Yeah, that's so cool. You know, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people will come on, and then storm and rain, like especially some of my older ones, they'll be like here, like tussling and barking at each other, and then their pets, while they're watching our live stream, will be reacting to my dogs, and so they'll come on and let me know. Are you going to eat them tuna juice? Tuna juice? What are you talking about? Raw diet is incredible. KB, that's what's up. Thank you, Cristiano. Thank you for the subscription. Yay! Good thumbs up to that. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Gonzalo Hidalgo says hi. Hey, what's going on, Gonzalo? A great way to learn how to handle a raw diet. You can start by doing a mix of raw and kibble until you're more knowledgeable in raw diets. That's solid. Solid advice. Pete, what's going on? Pete the cat. I've raised with pit bulls. They are amazing dogs. My parents just got a game breed pit bull. Has very smart and gets along with other dogs. Interesting. Game breed pit bull. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate you for that sub. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you for the sub. Y'all are awesome. Kristen Kearns, thank you so much for your subscription. Cami says, doggy. Yeah, they're resting up. They'll kick up every now and then. What they'll do is they'll rest for a second. The next thing you know, they'll kick up and want to tussle and want to play with one small toy. Oh man, they're funny though. I love my dogs. They're good. They're good dogs. A lot of things that we got to work on. As a matter of fact, there was something I was going to talk about this morning, and now is probably a good time to bring it up because I do have some Cane Corso owners that are here. But I noticed that we had guests over at our house, and we don't have a lot of people come over, so my dogs aren't necessarily well socialized to people coming to our house. But they're friends of ours, right? And they had a young, small kid. And I've noticed ever since we brought him home from the breeder that he tends to growl and bark at children, and I'm not entirely sure why. So I'm gonna have to poll the audience on why. My suspicion is that he very much respects people that are, you know, higher on the hierarchical pole than he is, or the totem pole, however you want to say that. But people that are below him, he tends to want to subdue them, and I don't know why. Dominate them. So when he sees children, it feels like to me he tends to say, "You're beneath me," or "Stop playing," or I don't know exactly. So if you guys are having any insight on why my Cane Corso tends to want to growl at children for whatever reason, and I haven't been able to get him to stop. No matter how much I correct him, it doesn't seem to be like that's his go-to thing. Grokark Boys Barbecue, what's going on? This is Rain, and that's Storm. So Storm and Rain, the channel's name is the dog. These two dogs. I have another dog too. I have a little one inside the house. Her name is Little Missy, but Missy's been sleeping all morning for whatever reason. Sometimes my Mama Bear is my wife. Mama Bear lets out the little one, and she'll come join the party. But a lot of times it's just us two out here doing our live streams. Rottweiler Storm, yes. Yep. Melissa Hutchinson said, he's so cute. Thank you so much. Hey, man, Hako, it was nice talking with you. Thanks for hanging out with us. And good luck on your channel, man. Keep posting. Keep doing the do. If this is where your heart is, keep going, man. Keep going. You do great. No, he's already fixed. He doesn't have any babies. So yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have any babies. I'm not sure if that's what's going on. ZX, the guy. I really want another Scott American Bull. They're very chill dogs. Melissa, they are adorable. Thank you so much, Melissa. Says he isn't used to kiddos. Takes time. Yeah, and we don't have a bunch of kids to expose him to. And here, let me tell you how we approach bringing them to the house, because this is their first time coming to the house. My strategy was, Storm is very not gonna, she's gonna not be accepting of anybody. Okay, that's just gonna be her. She's worse on the socialization scale than the Connie Corso was. So my plan, and I kind of shared with my wife, and she agreed, is put her in the kennel. Take her out of the equation so that she's not influencing him. And then the goal was for them to park in the driveway. I have him muzzled and a leash on him, bring him outside, introduce him with Missy, because here's the thing with Missy pretty much likes anybody. She's a very, very, one of those sweet dogs that doesn't, mind meeting new people. So we brought little Missy, no leash, no muzzle, just comes out. So Missy does her thing, wants everybody to pet her. And so the kids, there was two kids, one was smaller, one was larger, and then their mother. And so what we did was brought him outside and kind of introduced them on neutral territory. But it wasn't behind the fence line. It wasn't inside the house. It was on the outside the house. And so it worked. It was working beautifully. She was petting him. The kids were kind of getting used to him. It started off really, really, really good. Okay. Then we said, okay, let's progress into the house. So then we brought everybody in the house. Then Storm saw that people were new in the house. She started to bark. And then he was okay for the first 5 minutes or so. Then all of a sudden he decided, hey, what is this little kid doing in front of me? I think I'm going to growl and bark at her and come at her. Out of the blue. Now, Storm was in the background, still uncomfortable, and maybe he was feeding off of her. Maybe that's what was the mistake on that. But, again, I'm trying to systematically work through this so it's transitioned to where they can coexist with our guest. And ultimately, after he displayed that, we corrected him on the spot. He sat down, but we still didn't like the way he kept staring people down. So this posture where he's staring at people fixated, that's not a good sign when I see people or see him staring at people. I don't think that's a good thing. So in my mind, that's him gearing up to do another display of displeasure or whatever he's feeling. So I said, at that point, you're going in the kennel. So he went into the kennel, and they pretty much stayed in the kennel most of the time, except for being let out to go get water and to pee and go back into the kennel. Now luckily he had already had his exercise for the day, so I don't feel bad that they didn't get any exercise that day. But that was kind of how it went down. So I know it took a long time and I probably missed 1,000 comments, but I just wanted to share with you the interaction so that, so you know how it went down. Okay, Carr is talking about emergency food. Okay, Haas, thanks for yeah, something's going on with that. Yeah, of course, Jackson. Come here, buddy. Lay over. Lay over. Lay over. Give me. Jackson wants to give you a belly rub. Come on. Yeah, there you go, big boy. There you go. Here's your belly rub for you. John, what's good way to introduce them dogs at Haas? I'm trying to make sure mine doesn't get too aggressive. Okay, so let me go back. Haas, you must have said something while. Hey, guys. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm still kind of managing her activities. Xylitol. Okay, what am I missing, Haas? If he doesn't have any, maybe he feels alone and just protective of the dog. If the other dog is younger than him, then this is his protective. Maybe that was the other thing that we considered. I actually was maybe he was protective of little Missy. Like he felt like everyone was touching Missy inappropriately or whatever, and maybe he felt some need to either jealousy or felt the need to protect. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Okay, so chocolate, sugar, cow's milk, tomatoes, even harmless things like garlic is fine, but not healthy. Avocado is bad too. Xylitol, the sugar found in. Oh, okay. So you were just advising about xylitol, giving dogs xylitol. There's desert driven. Glad you keep ignoring my comments. Deserts. So that see, that's what I mean, guys. If I talk about a subject and people are posting, it really gets hard to kind of go back and find everything, and you invariably going to miss somebody because you've got like 5 different things. That's the thing with doing live streams. You have to kind of make sure that you guys are watching. Not the, I'm not here talking and I'm showing you the grass and, just talking on and on. People are like, what are you doing? The dogs are right here. You know what I mean? So you got to think in multiple levels here. You got to think about the dog, think about what people are viewing, and you got to also continue your conversation while you're interacting with comments that are coming in very fast. So I mean no disrespect when I miss your comments, but just repost it. You know what I'm saying? If I missed it a while back and there was like 20 other posts that come through, just repost it, please, instead of getting upset and then heading off. Because my desire is to try to address many people as possible. And keeping attention on the food. A confident dog will behave. A fearful dog will bite. That's interesting. So maybe he has like some insecurities or something like that. He's not as quite as confident as he thinks he is. Talking about like the dog from GTA. I don't even play Grand Theft or anything like that, but I'm sure there's a Rottweiler that looks like her on there. No, it's a Rottweiler and a Cane Corso. Hitesh, what's going on? Yes, Rottweiler and Cane Corso. Jackson is because of the same breed. Cane Corso and yes, exactly. So a lot of the playing that she's actually doing it on her back, which which is a little less on her leg. Rain put his paw on her back. I mean, they love this stuff. They absolutely love to play like this. She's like, well, if you're not gonna let me play with her, then you take the ball and you play. Oh, I made them both run. Hey. Oh, I gotta stop them from running. Stop running. There you go. It's so hard to get them because they love to do it. They love to run and play. I hate stopping them. You gotta do what you gotta do, y'all. You want your dog healed, not broken. Iris has a Staffy and a Rottweiler, and they always act like that. Yeah, mine do too, but the circumstances is that my dog is tore her little ACL, and so we have to be very careful right now. Some people say that it's fine what they're doing, but I'm just being extra careful. Yeah, no, I do. I want them to be dogs. I guarantee you, most days when she's healed, they do that and more. So I'm not the fun police. I'm not part of not the. I'm just like you got to be careful right now until we heal up. When she's done healing up, you go for it. You do whatever you, for the most part, within reason, right? I think he's gonna go inside the house and get some water. I have this water fountain out here, and I think they don't like it anymore because it splashes them in the face. So he's going inside to go get some water. If y'all saw that, but I don't think they like it anymore because of the way. So I gotta gotta work on it. So have y'all seen what I'm talking about? The water fountain that I have out here. Here, I might can demonstrate for you. Come in, Storm. Let's get some water. Come here, baby. Let's get some water. She's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go in the house. Come use some water over here. Show them what we were talking about. Get some water, baby. Get you some water. It's backwards. You're in the backwards. See how it splashes them? I think they don't like that. Was it good? Do you want some more water? Do you want some more water? You want some more? No? No, they're fixed. They're not gonna be able to be to mate. What's the matter? Was it splashing too much? Oh, you like to be splashed. Here comes the Corso. Oh, Haas, thank you so much. That is amazing, y'all. Look at this. Haas is that. You always surprise me when you do that. Thank you so much. I don't feel deserving of that, but thank you so much, Haas. We're gonna go to the store and grab him some toys now. We'll probably go toy shopping today actually, and then we'll show you the toys that we bought on the next live on next Sunday. We'll just show you what we bought, or maybe I'll make a shorts video of the toys that we bought. So thank you so much, Haas. You're amazing. Here's a Corso. They aren't that good with strangers, especially at home. Outside is a different story. Last name is Light Switch. We go protecting home outside. Oh wow, wow. That could be now. I will say when I take her out, she's still not really happy with people. Like she'll tolerate being in the vicinity of new people, but people approaching her and touching her, she's not really into that right now. And we tried multiple times, but again, it takes time. Here, let me put this down, baby, because I feel like you're backwards. Here, I hold on. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. I know. There you go. Try that way. Is that better? You gonna eat the whole thing? She's like, I'm gonna eat this water and the container. But see, the thing about her is she doesn't mind being splashed in the face with water. So the Corso hates it. So I think, if anything, she's gonna be the best user of that little thing. Oh, always deserving. Fur babies are always family. Oh, thank you so much, Haas. Yeah, so yeah, so Ilbris, you're absolutely correct about the nails. I think I missed about a week now with her nails, but we've let her nails unfortunately grow out way too long, so her quick is very, very long. So I can only take off so much I try to do it like every week now, and I don't use the clipper, the popper clippers anymore. She just absolutely hates it. Nope. Nope. Chill. I need you to chill. Hey. Oh no, guys. Storm. Look at this. This is all they want to do. Stop it. I hate stopping them because I want them to do this, but I don't want her to get into herself. Chill. That's all they want to do is play. That's all they want to do. She's like, I could get my exercise in too. But yeah, so now I've been using a Dremel, and that's been working out so much better. She's way more tolerant of me just dremeling her nails. And like I said, I think I missed a week because I was busy last weekend. But yeah, you're right about the nails. Fun fact: the Cane Corso evolved from the Shih Tzu. I've never heard of that. Dirty Bird is being is being very very racist over here. Uh, okay, Iris Lily. Oh, okay. Ty Haas. Did Haas? Yeah, their tails are dark. No, it's so Elbrus. The reason why I'm doing it weekly is because I'm trying to. Oh, I didn't fully explain that. But the reason why I'm trying to do it every week is because I'm trying to push her quick back because since we let it grow so long. So if this was all nail, I could just go all the way down. But if you look at it right here, her quick is like right at the tip almost of her nail. So I can only take off so much, but I'm trying to push her quick back further. Look at that smile on her face. But yeah, so that's what I'm working with. I know there's a lot of dirt underneath her nails, but so I can only take so much off each week until like her quick continues to go back. So it's a long process, and this is when you don't keep up with it in the beginning. You create a worse problem where you have to do it more frequently until you can get her under control, and that's where I'm at, trying to get her under control. um, I know, Love Bunny. It's always, and that's why I don't use those clipped anymore. Because I'm like, if I miss and I clip the quick, it's painful for them. So it's like the Dremel. At least I have a chance to kind of like kind of chisel it away in a way, not chisel, but kind of file it down, and it's not really painful if I happen to get too close to her fleshy quick area. So that's why I just use that. But if your dog's nails are clear like that, it is so much easier to clip them and be 100% certain that you're not gonna, make it painful for them. So okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. So Haas has working dogs. Like they actually do work. My dogs, I have to create work for them. You know what I mean? I just make them run and jog and so mainly the Cane Corso now because the Rottweiler's on kind of like bed rest right now. Not really bed rest, but she's resting. So for him, he either jogs in the community with my golf cart over there. So I'll take the golf cart and he just runs the community. Or if it's early morning and we have to get the workout in, I'll put him on the treadmill. So he'll go inside of the house. I'll put a leash on him, get him on the treadmill. And we do about a mile at around about a 4 minute mile. I mean, not a 4 minute mile, but a 4 mile per hour pace. And with an incline of anywhere from 3 to 6, depending on how much he lets me. If he gets too exhausted and we're like, an eighth of a mile, I mean, not an eighth of a mile, but 0.8 miles, whatever, almost at the end, I'll lower the incline to about 1% so he can finish off and not be injured or whatever. I'm just being extra cautious. He probably been fine even with it high, but if he starts to slow back too much, gets too close to the edge of the back of the treadmill, I usually try to way off a little bit and give him a little bit of little break. Oh, yeah. So Haas, yeah, the whole racist comment. I say racist comment, but maybe we shouldn't say racist. We should say stereotypical comment that can be perceived as racism. So whether you see it as a racist comment or not, judging anybody based solely on their skin color, I don't think makes sense to me. Are there commonalities? Maybe more often than not that black people have this and white people have that. Maybe there are some commonalities that we can talk about and not be racist. But on its face value, the way he stated that, it seemed a little bit off color. So you get that off color? Did you? I'm a comedian too. Just kidding, I'm not. But yeah, so but I'm not going to criticize people for speaking on commonalities. Like, hey, more often than not, black people do this. More often than not, white people do this. Is that 100% for every white or black person? No, but I am making an observation that there's commonalities. But it all depends on how, but again, it probably depends on how intelligent a person is, how they're able to make a tactful statement or not. If you're not that intelligent, you're going to come across as such. If you are intelligent, I think you can make a very well understood commonality become something that's more informative and less of something that's offensive. If that makes sense to what I'm saying. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. So people are swallowing things. My dogs don't tolerate trespassers. My female mauled a poacher on my land. Ooh, yeah. So Haas got real working dogs. If you got people trying to poach your land, oh no, that ain't good. Those dogs are doing a actual job. My dogs pretend like they're trying to get rid of poachers on this land, and it's nothing but the mailman. They want to like, no, you're not allowed to do anything. You can't drop off mail. You can't do it. Hey, whatever you do, don't start running. Don't you start running. Hey, Storm, chill. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Mine love passing people sometimes to do, but I live next to the stick, so I want it that way. Gotcha. So it depends on how you want it, right? Some people want to have a dog that's super friendly with everyone they see because they just enjoy that their dog makes other people happy, and it is a positive scene. Other people want a situation where, look, I don't want my dogs necessarily socialized because I live so far out of the way, and I need my dogs more for protective aspect, or for maybe like your situation where Haas has a bunch of land, and people are trying to take advantage of killing the animals on the land that doesn't belong to them, or maybe it's an endangered species, and that dog is doing a service saying, look, like we don't trespassers aren't welcome, particularly poachers, you know. Mine dog name Jackpot. I think you mean my dog's name is Jackpot. Iris. KMC says, "Hey, bro, what's going on, KMC?" Troublemakers. A few Great Pyrenees should handle the problem just fine. So crazy. I forgot you live. Remind me. Are you in like one of the Scandinavian countries as well? Because I forgot. Because it was fascinating. Hey, boy, what you eating bark for? Are you eating bark? Let me have that. Look at this dog trying to eat a piece of bark. Why are you eating bark? This will make your stomach upset, boy. Go find a toy. You got a billion toys over there. And you get ready to get some more toys because Haas bought you some toys. You want to tell Haas thank you? You need to tell him thank you. Say thank you, Haas. You don't need this. You don't need this bark. I'm going to keep this. Yes, I'm keeping it. Gotcha. No, I hear you, Haas. I try to not. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt because here's the deal: a lot of people, they are very, very secluded amongst different racial people, and their influences are all the same people that say the same things. And so, to the best of their understanding, they don't see anything wrong with some of the comments that they make, or how they give people stereotypical comments like that. And so there may be a hint of innocence behind what they're saying, or a hint of true ignorance, not stupidity, but ignorance. And so I do my best to extend what I can. But there are some people that come on that just want they're making racial comments just so they can stir up the pot. Do you know what I mean? And even those people, I try my best to meet them to some degree on whatever part that makes sense to what they say, because I'm just not gonna react to every time someone tries to move me with a racial comment. You know what I mean? You don't have that kind of power over me. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm here to show off my dogs. I'm here to try to bring as much education as I can to the people who are unaware of these things. And so your job is to see if you can make some black guy react to your comment. That's not enough to move me, bruh. You don't pay a single bill in my house. You don't offer anything. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna respond to you. You know, Haas is 10 times as important as any of those people, because Haas at least is trying to help me educate people and actually supporting other dogs. So, nah, that's my thought on it. Rebecca said, "Amen." All right, Rebecca, I got some support. Got some support in the building. Billy Jage, you want to be whiter? No, I don't want to be whiter. Brett Preston, what's going on? Gave me the thumbs up. All right, I gotta. I'm still holding on. He wants me to Thumbs up to you, Preston. Appreciate you. Brett, sorry. What would you say if your dogs could hug you? I don't know. That's a good question. They kind of can hug you actually. They can kind of put their leg around you and kind of cuff you a little bit, but they don't hug obviously like the way humans hug each other. No, I look, Haas. I feel you, man. I feel you. Haas is like, look, I'm just the dude that's not gonna tolerate the BS. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not gonna tolerate the stuff. But look, I hear you. I hear you. My personality is different, though. You know what I'm saying? I've had to deal with so much other stuff in my life, and you can run yourself down if your personality type doesn't go along with that. So for me, I just kind of like look. And I've had so many different like aspects of my education, right? So I've had to go through three different schools or three different training programs, whatever, and it gets challenging as you go along. So for me, I need to devote most of my energy to either studying, learning a process, because another way to discredit somebody that you don't like is to say that they're incompetent or they're ignorant or don't know the subject matter, because that's an objective way to get rid of somebody. So if you attack them emotionally and they no longer spend the time to advance their education in a program, they will make a mistake and it will become basically a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, and then they get the upper hand over you for you reacting to their comment. And you know, a lot of times it's, and I will say dogs are like that too to some degree. You know, they will take advantage of a situation, and they're dogs, they're just doing instinctual stuff. So you know, I've learned how to just, you know, sometimes just flip whatever they say. I'm not here. I get what they're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ignorant to the fact what some of these people be saying on here. But what I do is I flip it around to make it something educational for the audience, because I'm just not gonna do it. Been there, done that. I'm just not gonna do it. The Army has given me a lot of qualities, one of which is standing up for what is right without fear of consequences. Dang, Haas, you coming down on it. I hear you. I hear you. I'm Air Force, so you know you Army people are much more harder than us Air Force. This Air Force, you know, that's why they call us the Chair Force, right? Dogs are better than people. Can we get an amen for that? Shaw de Cruz. I want to cuddle them so badly. Okay, here you go. We can cuddle with them. Cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. This is from Shaw. Shelby 91 says, beautiful dogs. I have a Corso too. All right. Got some Corso support in the house. Sonny says, I love big dogs. I have a 9-year-old Pit Nala, says Billy the Kid. Quentin says, hey, what's up, Quentin? Love Bunny. Dogs are better than people. 1,000%. Mosa Ramo. Ooh, hi, Ramo Calgill. That's how you say your name. He said hi. He. What's going on? Brett Preston asking, what state are you in? Hey, Brett, I'm in Texas, Central Texas. Smith script said no. Smith in our NCRPRT did a hug sign. Yes, thank you to Haas. I mean, Haas has been absolutely amazing, y'all. And this is not the first time Haas has like blown me off my feet. The very, very generous, amazing person. So if you can give Haas a thumbs up, I appreciate that. Haas is amazing. Thank you, Hee. Appreciate that. Haas, Hee says your dogs are cute. Thank you. You're their father. You know what's best for them. I do. At least I think I do. Rebecca was asking about the dog's name. That's Rain and that's Storm. Storm and Rain. How tall do you think Rain will be if he was on two back legs? Okay, so Jackson, Rain, when he is, I'm 5'10"-ish. So when he's on his hind legs, his face is basically at my face level. So he's about 5'9" maybe tall with his face, and his feet will extend at least toward above my head. So it depends on if you're counting him his legs extended or just at his head height. He's about probably about 5'9", 5'8", somewhere in there. Oh my gosh, Haas, you are you're you're over blessing. Now we got to buy a lot of stuff for the dogs. Now you're amazing Air Force, the Lacey, the lackey the Army rides into battle. Thank you so much, Haas. You're amazing. Me too, bro. Fort Worth here. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, Brett. I used to live in Fort Worth. I went to school in Fort Worth. Went to graduate school at the UNT Health Science Center off of Camp Bowie. Camp Bowie, and what's the other street by Camp Bowie? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank now. It's been too long. It's been too long. Yeah, man. I love Fort Worth. Funky town, right? Right? Is it right? Funky town? We learned to dig trenches. Did you spray any chemical or chemtrails when you were in the Air Force? Dirty Bird. Wow. Dig in a hole, dig a hole. So no, for me on my side of the house, I'm medical. So you got and I'm not one of those line officer kind of dudes, But we do a little training here and there. I'm very appreciative of whatever military on the ground type training I get. Uh, but I spend a lot of time doing the medical stuff, and because you want people to know their job very well, and for what I do, practice is very much a prerequisite of of doing your job effectively. You know what I'm saying? You want me to be good at my job. That's all I want to say. You want me to be good at my job because it can affect people's lives. Yeah, Brett says right. Yep. Jackson says rain is cute. Thank you so much. Storm is cute. Yes. Juan Torres. Hey, what's going on? Juan Torres. I have 5-year-old Roddy named Nairobi. She is the best dog ever. Very loyal. They are indeed. Love me some Rottweiler. Love me some Rottweiler. They are great dogs. So I'm not sure. I just read Dirty Bird's comment. Good boy. No, don't comment Haas. Whatever you do, please don't. Haas is awesome. Oh, Love Bunny says my dog will be 14 in September. I got an old guy. Had him since 8 weeks old. So Love Bunny has been in the game for a while. 14 years old. So Love Bunny, is your dog like a smaller dog? Or is it the? Because if it's a bigger dog like this, 14 years is incredible. That's an amazing, cute dogs. Thank you, Juan. You have two of the best dogs. Thank you so much. I got a third one inside the house, a little Missy. She has have yet to have come outside. I would have expected her to come out by now, but she's tucked away in her little cocoon, relaxing with Mama Bear. Cutie Clips says, "Hello, dog." But yeah, I do enjoy having both breeds. They are a lot of work. I don't know how we band together to find the time to make sure that they have everything they need, but we do. We have to make time. You have to prioritize your dogs. If you don't, you will not be happy. So we do our best to do that because I mean, life is busy. You have other things, to worry about. And it also brings up the point, if you feel like you're not ready for a big dog like this, like you don't have her set up, or maybe you don't live in a place where it makes sense to have dogs like this, be very careful and cautious before you jump into a breed like this or either one of these breeds. I think the Rottweiler maybe is a little bit more um, adaptable to someone who's kind of inexperienced, but even that person still needs to have a certain amount of knowledge when they're owning a dog this size. The Cane Corso, though, I do not recommend for a brand new person. I'm going to throw away this bark that my dog had earlier. It's my burn pile. But yes, he's a Chihuahua. Okay, that's what I thought. Some of those smaller dogs can live a long time. Very, very well trained, though. You could, oh, train Chihuahua. How often do y'all hear that? My goodness. Because most of the time, those little Chihuahuas, people just let them do whatever they want, whenever they want to do it. And it is absolutely atrocious to watch. You could bang at my door and he knows no barking. Ooh, that's good. I think I've heard him bark only a handful of times. Thank God. Yeah, well, that speaks to how much you put into that dog. They can adjust to what you need as as a family, as long as you let them know. You have to let them know what's acceptable behavior and not acceptable behavior, and that takes time to do so. It's like children, right? Always wanted a big dog, but apartment living would be cool for that. That's right. So I like the way you think through things. Hey, am I in the right position? Do I have the right? Don't you start running. Don't run. Storm. No running. No, ma'am. The neighbor's dog came out, so I have to. I gotta stop it before it gets started because Storm. I'm looking at her expression. She's getting super fixated on it. Him too. No. No, sir. Sit. Good boy. We're not gonna start a running fest, guys. I'm trying to protect your legs, girl. Storm. 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 Stop it. Thank you. Thank you. Good girl. I'm doing my best, guys, because this is one of the strongest stimulus for them is when the neighbor's dog pop out of that back door really fast and ready to run that fence line. So I'm just doing extra to try to prevent her from running and breaking the rest of her knee. It may be actually a good time to go inside too and have breakfast, 'cause they have not eaten breakfast yet. But I think I've calmed them down enough for this so they won't take off running. What were we saying, guys? Because I was in the middle of saying something. How old are they? This one's 4 and this one's 2, for the most part. That's roughly their ages. I live next to someone in an apartment that has one that barks 24/7. Oh my God. Always waking up at 4 a.m., 100% drive for work. Wouldn't mind hiring a trainer myself at this point. Yeah, so that's the thing, trying to have dogs in apartments, that's, big dogs, little confined spaces. You got to have a lot of time to take them out, let them go run in the field or something, and by the time you come home, just like settle in and train them not to bark at every little. No, I see you getting excited. We're not doing it. No, ma'am. You too. Good boy. Storm. So they're really fixated. They're really fixated. I don't know where you're going, but we're not going to that fence line right now. How do you think Storm will be on her two? Now, Storm's a little shorter. I mean, her torso or her body, I'm sorry, it's not really, is it a torso? Her body is shorter than this guy. I mean, you can see he's pretty lanky. Like from here, from his shoulders all the way down to his hips is way longer than this girl here. And it may look like it's comparable, but he's actually a little bit longer. So she's not going to be 5'9", whatever. She's going to be more like 5'2", maybe 5'3", maybe. I'm not sure. Just want to hug them. So if you hug her, she will growl at you for hugging her. Hey, let's see. I might can be able to demonstrate real quick. May not be able to see much, but I just want you to hear her. She won't let me do it. She's looking me in the face, guys. I try to get her to growl at me. Let's see. We may can do it from this way. Let's see if we can do it from this way. Move, move, big boy. Sorry, I couldn't quite get it for you, but you kind of hear a little bit of it. She's doing a little growling, but she just doesn't like you to hug her. The Corso, he doesn't care. He'll take a big hug in a minute. Who's hungry? Come, let's get some food. Come on. They're gonna you better deliver this time. Yeah, I'm kind of super excited. Haas is giving us money to go shopping, so we got to go buy some. We got to go buy some toys, y'all. We're gonna go toy shopping. We're gonna buy some toys, maybe some treats too while we're out, because Haas gave us a lot. So, oh, there's mosquitoes everywhere. Watch out, guys. Ooh. Sorry, it's a mess over here. But guys, I do appreciate everyone for hanging out with us. We've been on for over an hour or so, so we're gonna. Ooh, is that what I think it is? My goodness, y'all! Here's a little bit of natural. Oh, this is a scorpion eating a looks like a cricket. Can y'all see that? That is crazy. I'm not a fan of scorpions, guys, so we're gonna have to figure something else out here. I've never seen that. I've never seen a scorpion eat a cricket like that. But he is going to town. Did y'all see that? I don't want my dogs getting bit by the scorpion either. So I think, guys, I think I'm gonna make the decision to get rid of this scorpion. Because they will bite your dog. Because if your dog is curious and they put their jaws close to the scorpion, they will sting their face. And that's happened to this guy once. He started flailing his jaws everywhere, and we're like, "What's wrong with the dog?" So I looked down on the ground, and he had put his face next to one of these old Texas scorpions, and yeah, that was not cool. It bothered him for a while. He was flapping his jowls for a minute there. So, all right, guys, I do appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Wait, what were you saying? Haas, agree. Uh, oh, Storm, baby, watch out. I'm gonna have to take care of this scorpion too, guys. 'Cause my dogs are really, really getting too close to this thing for my comfort. Yeah, it was easy once you know the body language. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Every dog's a challenge. Got their own problems. Okay, y'all are just doing some more training advice. Okay, guys, I'm gonna feed the dogs and I'm gonna get rid of this scorpion. Look how close my dog is to this scorpion, y'all. I'm gonna have to move him out of the way. I've never seen that, y'all. I'm fascinated. I'm absolutely fascinated with this. Absolutely fascinated. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Again, thank you, Haas. We're gonna go shopping. We'll probably do a video on it, either a short or we'll just show you what we bought next Sunday. Either way, I'll let you know. All right, thank you, guys. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for 146 thumbs up. That's more than what we normally get on our live stream. So thank you so much for that. Thank y'all for the support. Y'all have a wonderful day. Much love to the beeps. Okay, thank you. Take care. See you later. My God, this Rottweiler, you're getting too close to this scorpion.